Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily Hanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. Okay, fingers crossed. I am going to try to do a reacting to your hot takes and unpopular opinions video. And by try to do, I mean this is about the fourth video I filmed today. Been kind of on a roll. It's also tiring. So I'm in the mood, but if I turn into a ball of fumbling words and you happen to still see this video, you know why. Over the last couple weeks, I've put some feelers out onto my Instagram and Twitter to see if my audience, meaning everyone's watching, had any unpopular opinions or kind of hot takes on beauty, lifestyle, anything. I mean, I'm like the last person to do this kind of video. I have a fair amount of thoughts and opinions, actually a lot. I have them all written up on a doc and it's a lot. So I think I should just dive right in. So I have them kind of chunked out into beauty, which is the majority of where the thoughts are coming from, and then kind of like lifestyle, culture. We'll start with beauty because I think that's what my most of you are here. First thing up is only having a diverse foundation range does not make a brand diverse. More bronzers and especially blushes need to come out in a spectrum of shades. No, that one Merlot blush in a line of 10 pale pinks does not count as diverse. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I agree with it because it's not easy to come out with foundations or concealers, but it's easy to launch foundations and concealers in the vein of inclusivity and diversity and not touch the rest of your line and have eyeshadows that are dusty as fuck and blushes that are pale and unpigmented or highlighters that are going to look chalky on different skin tones. So yeah, if you're going to actually make an effort into being an inclusive brand, which hello all brands out there, you should want to do that and not just feel like you need to do that. But yeah, you need to diversify your releases. I know that Fenty is touted as like the inclusive brand, but I just want to say, if you look at their highlighter releases, that's an example of inclusivity, in my opinion. Their most recent, the one that was terribly named after geishas, that's been relaunched recently, that's a perfect example of something that like my pale ass would look at and be like, that's a blush. But a lot of deeper, richer skin tones would wear that as a highlighter and they would look stunning. And I'll be honest, it probably wasn't until about a year, 2 years ago that I even really thought about this. And, you know, I'm over here being, I don't know, the bitch that's calling other brands out, I guess. Okay, next take is that Makeup Revolution blatantly copies and no one says a word. I think that people do say a word. I do think that people say things. I think the problem with Makeup Revolution is that they are like a tidal wave of copies and there's not enough strength to fight the tidal wave. So, you know, beauty gurus, content creators here and there saying things against a brand that's releasing hundreds and hundreds of items on the regular, a lot of which are direct copies to the chocolate bar palettes or like the Smashbox Hood Witch Crystals collection or all kinds of things they are directly copying. We have a couple about the Shane and Jeffree release. This was the first time I asked for comments. It was right before they revealed the palette, so this might seem like old tea, but the commitment to the Shane Dawson palette that nobody has seen, I don't get it. I didn't get that either. I didn't get that at all. Yeah, no, I want to know what the makeup looks like before I get hype about it. Absolutely. I think about so many things that I got so hyped up about by the packaging, and then I see the actual inside and I'm totally let down. Or marketing images. See the marketing images, get super excited, see the makeup, and as Teresa's dad would say, my makeup dick just shrunk into itself. And then somebody else said, I think the Shane and Jeffree palette is average looking. I agree. I would be the petty bitch that even says I think it looks below average. So it's not an unpopular opinion. Okay, so another touchy one is that I think Kathleen Lights got off way too easy after saying the N-word. Don't know why she still gets collabs. Yeah, I agree. I think being an attractive, thin, white woman got her real far. I also think that by Jaclyn Hill being the player in that situation that she was, I kind of think it let Kathleen slide as the victim when really she's the racist motherfucker. People that say $60 is way too much for a palette and then spend way more to get 10 crap palettes. I totally agree that I think that people are quick to dismiss a more expensive makeup product and buy a lot of other makeup products in the hunt for that more expensive thing. But I also think that someone else's finances is none of my goddamn business. And while I might be able to save up and buy that $50 palette that I really want, if somebody else only has $10 this week and really wants something new to play with, and they go buy that Wet n Wild palette, and then they have $10 more in 2 weeks and $10 more in 2 more weeks, like, sometimes that's just how the money rolls in. So while I do agree that I think that there are ways that you can, you know, save up and buy that thing that you've been like lusting after, I also think it just comes down to like other people's finances is none of my business. All highlighters are at least a little bit glittery. I disagree. No. I mean, I am growing to love some glittery highlighters because bury me in glitter, but depends on the formula, it depends on the brush you use, it depends on your skin texture. I don't think all highlighters are at least a little bit glittery. Becca pressed shimmering powders are so overrated, especially compared to indie brands. I agree. I've only ever owned 2 Becca highlighters, and actually it's interesting. The one Becca highlighter that I have is one of those flashes ones that kind of reminds me of one of the new Kaleidos gold to green highlighters. So they were a little ahead of the curve there. And then like I fell into the hype and bought the Berlin Girl Glow highlighter. I was not at all impressed and don't have any interest in Becca highlighters anymore. Brows aren't as important as people make them out to be. And okay, so for somebody like me, I'm wearing glasses. If I didn't have brow gel in right now, you probably wouldn't be able to tell a difference, or it'd be a slight difference, but not major. But I think if you're not a glasses wearer, I do think brows can make a big difference in the structure of your face. Everyone's face structure is different, and everyone has different natural brows. So like this person that commented might naturally have bushy brows and doesn't have to do shit to their brows, and they look great. Fuck you. I want those brows. Thank you very much. For us like more sparse brow folk, having some structure in their brows, having some more body in the brows can really help bring definition to your face. Tarte Shape Tape makes my under eyes look dry and dead. I fell into the hype with Tarte Shape Tape, and I see both sides of it. I definitely think if you're older, if you're not a spry chicken, I don't know where these phrases are coming from. You know, if you're some spry chicken 20-year-old with plump under eyes and no worries in sight, no, you know, bags or wrinkles or whatever, go for it. Enjoy that Shape Tape, although you don't even need the coverage, but whatever. But I think if you have different skin types, if you're more dry, that Shape Tape will definitely look dead like, you know, dead like. I just remember when I was using it, a little bit went a long way. If I put it on too thick, if I followed the Beauty Guru format of putting on concealer, fuck that. We have a couple of like mascara lash comments. So Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara sucks and does nothing for my lashes. I would agree. I think it's clumpy and flaky, and the brush is too big for me, and nah, I don't get the hype. And then there's a couple of people that were like, not every eyeshadow look requires false lashes. False lashes look ridiculous 95% of the time. And then just generally lashes are overrated. So I think false lashes are used to disguise a bad eye look. I also think they make a lot of eye looks look the same. You put a wing and a lash on an eye look, it's gonna look just like another look that I saw 3 Instagrams ago. I think lashes can be overrated. And I know the person that left the one comment about lashes generally being overrated. As a fellow small eye, kind of hooded eye person, I do think for us, lashes are much less important and often just get in the way of the work that we struggle so hard to do for you to fucking see on our face. I like having mascara on my lashes, but if my lashes were always like black, if the powder would just like fall right off of them and I didn't have to worry about that, I probably wouldn't even wear mascara myself. ColourPop is overrated. Yeah, you're right. I do think that a lot of what they release is overhyped and not that great. I also think they're hiking up their prices so that, to me, they're not even that affordable in the way that they want you to consume their products. While I think there are some good things in their line, I also think that they are way more hit and miss than people make it out to be. Y'all need to stop asking for makeup tutorials if you're not gonna watch them. Yeah. I like filming makeup tutorials, and I like watching them if it's a content creator that I enjoy. If it's a makeup artist that I enjoy, I'll watch them even if I would know how to do the look without watching the video. But I'm getting annoyed at how many people are in the comments of beauty gurus saying, no, we want makeup tutorials, make them, and then they're not getting views. So I think a vocal minority is out there, you know, trying to hype up creators and say, do that thing that you've been doing for years and years and years. The sad reality is that we're at this like kind of, I think of it as kind of an impasse of like, I think people still want makeup content, but I'm not sure what kind of content they want about the makeup. Is it only reviews? Do people like things like try to get ready with me's or kind of talk throughs? Do people like these kind of videos? We're just putting our opinions out there. Do they just want to hear about new releases? Like, what do people really want? And I think the reality is that tutorials are the lowest on that list, and those that really love them need to realize that they don't get the views. And if you're in people's comments saying you want makeup tutorials, you better fucking watch them when their creators make them. Hell, go back and rewatch old tutorials by the creators, because people will see that. As a creator, you will see, oh, these videos are getting a few more views lately. Like, what's going on? You'll notice that. So there's a lot of makeup tutorial content out there. If you're really looking for it from a creator you love, search their videos. I bet there's a lot of content in there that you haven't even explored that you could give some love without encouraging creators to make more videos, because fucking hell, editing takes time, filming takes time. So like, I get it when creators want what they upload to get watched. Oh, I think I went on a mini soapbox there. My apologies. Stepping down. It's okay to go out of the house without makeup. Absolutely it is. Live your life however you want to live it. If you never want to put makeup on your face, cool, great. Live your best life. If you want to put a fuck ton of makeup on one day and the next day not wear any, that's also cool. If people want to judge you for that, they can go fuck themselves. I hated that. Like, one of my old jobs, if I showed up without any makeup on, I'd get like, oh, are you sick? Are you okay? Fucker, I just didn't want to put blue on my eyes today. Leave me alone. Wear what you want to wear. Don't wear what you don't want to wear. Life will go on and people will get used to it. The cult people have around ABH and Norvina is crazy, creepy, and if it were any other brand, they'd get dragged more. Yeah, I agree. So the video that I made about all makeup brands wanting your money, I didn't make that video to defend ABH. They do not need that at all. It was more of like a, hey, other brands are doing this shit too. But I think particularly around ABH and Norvina, they've set up this culture that feels almost cult-like, almost. And I'm gonna put a lot of blame on the stupid fucking PR searches that they were doing. That whole PR search thing pissed me off so much because it is so easy to search and find new creators on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. It's so easy. And instead of actually just doing the research, they set it up so that their brand could get a fuck ton of press and retweets and mentions and all of that and work content. They got free content and they continue to get it out of this PR search bullshit. And I feel like that really like set it off. To me, that really set off this like feeling about ABH that felt really toxic, because I think people still think if I just get enough retweets, if I get enough people to tag it, like I'll get free makeup. No, you're just giving them free content. Maybe they'll mention you on their Instagram stories or they'll retweet you. That doesn't mean they're actually going to send you anything. That doesn't mean you're going to go on their list or get invited to their Halloween party. Oh my God. The amount of people that I saw raising money with like GoFundMes to go to the ABH Halloween party because they got an invite. It was so frustrating to me because they're giving you a party invite. That's all they're doing. It's a space on a huge dance floor. If they really cared about you as a creator and they really wanted to make sure you could show up, they'd be like, hey, here's a travel voucher, or, you know, we can't cover your full cost, but we could cover this much. We want to do the most to make sure that, you know, we can meet you and see your creation in person. I don't like the way that ABH has been kind of instigating their culture. It's been interesting and a little bit of like schadenfreude with the whole Norvina releases, seeing so many people go, wait, what? You're a business? Huh. I'm so offended. What? How dare you want money from me? So I'm kind of appreciative that some of the mystique bubbling around ABH just kind of burst. Will that last? I don't know. Will the whole Norvina end cap thing like keep them in that same space that they were in? I don't know. I think 2020 is going to be an interesting year to see like what brands float and what brands sink. Most brands don't give a fuck about sustainability. They are jumping on the bandwagon and people are eating it up. And I agree. It's kind of just like the inclusivity thing that the video started with. Sustainability is such a buzzword, and I feel like we really just have no knowledge of what's actually sustainable in makeup. Colin Levine recently did a video about like the things that we're asking for and how unsustainable they are for the world, like how every palette should have a mirror. Palettes should be plastic instead of cardboard because they're cuter or more aesthetically pleasing. All these things that are against sustainability. And I'm talking from my own perspective. I don't know enough about sustainability to know what to ask for from a brand. For me, if I see a brand touting a sustainability feature, I kind of assume it's bullshit because I'm coming from that pessimistic viewpoint. But I think there are plenty of people out there that see it and believe it and want to believe it and just go with it without even really thinking about if what this brand is saying is sustainable actually is. Small influencers can be just as problematic as big influencers, for sure. I think that everyone has a possibility to be problematic. There are assholes and jerks and sleazy salesmen everywhere. I think the bigger issue is that big influencers have such a bigger exposure to people, and they have more opportunities to make money in ways that are less than legitimate. I definitely think there are plenty of small influencers that if they got to be big influencers, I would be just as worried as I am with the Jaclyn Hills and the James Charles, but they're not there yet. Being concerned with cruelty-free and vegan makeup and then showing huge hauls featuring leather bags and shoes. Yeah, I think if you're doing huge like leather bag and shoe hauls, and you're also sitting there like touting yourself as this force of good for cruelty-free makeup, whatever, like you're talking out of your ass. But I think you can also be a consumer that chooses cruelty-free makeup as your first step into perhaps eliminating other animal-based purchases in your life. That makes sense? I don't mind when limited edition makeup comes back in stock. Yes and no. Yes and no. I think there's a difference between like being a problematic salesperson pushing false scarcity, like Too Faced with the first Sweet Peach palette, Jaclyn Hill and Morphe with their first palette, the Huda Beauty Rose palette, and then the revamped Rose palette, or whatever that was. I think those situations really piss me off because brands have sat there saying it's limited edition, it's gonna go away, you won't be able to get it, you better buy it, you better buy it now. And all of those sales tendencies are going to especially get younger people kind of in the trap. Like they're gonna fall prey to it. Like Huda and her first palette that she released, she said, oh, it's going away, it's going away, you know, you got to get it now. It didn't go on sale or anything, but she said it was going away. And then she releases a revamped edition like 6 months later. And I know there were so many people that bought the old palette because they thought they weren't going to have a chance to buy it again. And now a better version has come out. Like, what the fuck? But on the other side of things, I think it's fair for a brand to launch something as limited edition. I think of something kind of like the Melt Gemini palette. I think it was limited edition. They saw there was a huge, you know, popularity for it. They came out with a couple of rounds of it, and then they kind of realized, okay, this needs to be part of our line permanently. And so then they said, okay, we are making it a permanent edition. I also never understood what's so wrong with not labeling a product as limited edition, and then if it doesn't sell well, if, you know, the sales drop off, whatever, just discontinuing it. Like, I don't know why everything has to be labeled limited edition. It could just be released and they could decide. Like, to me, that's also okay. And if then they say to the, you know, on their Instagram, hey, we are discontinuing XYZ palette, you know, but what's out there is out there. Like, I don't mind that either. I think it's all how you sell it. It's all how you present it. I think generally speaking, if a limited edition product comes back in stock, I'm not angry about it. Like, I just think that, oh, cool, somebody else has the chance to get it. If you sell it to me like I'm never gonna ever see it again, and then a month later, it's magically we made more. Yeah, fuck yourself. Everyone has their own makeup style, but some makeup just looks bad. I disagree. I think that style is a construct. What's bad to you is going to look good to somebody else. And I straight up think if somebody puts makeup on their face and they are out there living their life, being a stronger person, more confident, more proactive, more in it. That's not bad makeup. If other people want to judge them for the makeup that's on their face, that's those people's issues, not the person wearing the makeup. That's my take on it. Florence by Mills is just another way people are exploiting Millie Bobby Brown for money. I don't know that much about Millie Bobby Brown, but I do know that she's 15. So I would generally say yes to this. I generally think that a 15-year-old launching a business or things like that, like that's some strong arm business moves. That I'm not an expert on this info, but I could agree with that. Next one up, brands should sell products in magnetic packaging so it's easier to depot and sell singles. I would totally love that. I am so into depotting, rearranging palettes, buying singles. I definitely think people should be selling refills. Like, I'm still confused as to why ABH doesn't sell their single pan highlighters to refill their glow kits. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But the thing with the magnetic packaging, going back to the sustainability topic, I don't know if that's a more sustainable option. I would love that. I love that idea. But I wonder if the palettes that have a magnetic base to them, are they not able to be recycled, or are they more difficult to handle? Like, I wonder if that complicates it. But otherwise, I'm all for that. So into it. Don't assume everyone who watches your videos has been there before, saying like, you know, obviously, whatever. Yeah. I think it's hard because as a creator, I definitely hear myself repeating myself a lot in different videos. Is the helpfulness for new viewers to hear something more valuable than the annoyance a regular viewer would have to hear something over and over again? That's something I always think about. I do always want to welcome new people into a space, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Thank you for that. And then one person left a couple of comments all in the same theme, and I do really appreciate it because I'm bad at thinking about this kind of stuff. Beauty videos should have better closed captions. Not everyone is a hearing person. Beauty videos should be more inclusive of hearing, seeing disabilities, being more descriptive. And people should include a link for viewers to help add closed captions to videos. I agree with all of those things. And I, as a creator, need to be better at all of those things. It actually made me think about Nikki Tutorials did a video where she was following a tutorial by sound only. And it really exemplified how we're not as descriptive in our words that we think we are. It's interesting, this comment reminded me of that because I thought, yeah, being more descriptive, talking it through is so important. And adding closed captions or having a link for viewers to add them, also super important. I tend to watch a lot of videos if they have captions. I use them because it's just helpful for my brain and everything. So I thank you for commenting on my post about this because it reminded me of how I can be a better and more inclusive creator. Thank you. Okay, so that is all the beauty stuff, and I've been talking for a long time, but I think I'm just gonna roll into the couple of like lifestyle things, and then we can be done with this beast of unpopular opinions. So there was one main fashion one. Leopard is a neutral, ready to die on this hill. I am ready to die on that hill with you. Leopard is totally a neutral. Red is a neutral, leopard is a neutral. I think any kind of animal print is a neutral. And by neutral, I mean it could be mixed with different colors, different textures, you know, different, different colors, different textures within your outfit. It doesn't need to match what I'm wearing. It's like the neutral pop in a way. Does that make any sense? But yeah, I'm all about it. I'm team leopard as a neutral for sure. So there was a couple of like lifestyle, body positive comments that I loved, and I'm so excited to get into them. Laziness does not exist. It is a lie we've all been told. Fuck yes, I agree. It is a myth. Productivity exists because of capitalism. Capitalism wants us to always be productive, because if we're productive, we're making money, which is what capitalism wants. You can live in a way that is not focused on productivity. And the thing is, with laziness, I feel like that's the opposite of productivity. If you're not producing something, you're being lazy, you're not adding value. No, you don't have to be producing something all the time. You're not lazy because you're not producing something. Just, that's what it is. If I can find any like more descriptive articles or videos about this, I'll try to link it either in the description box or in the cards, because I feel like I'm just like skimming the top of a big iceberg about this. But I totally agree, laziness isn't it. Calling someone fat is not an insult. Yep, it's not an insult. Fat is a descriptor. Fat, thin, tall, short, they're descriptors. Now, if somebody that is a fat person is called fat and they feel insulted by it, I let them have that. Like, that's their feeling to have, because that comes with a whole lot of baggage to it. For me, fat is not an insult. I use it as a descriptor for myself, for people that I'm close to. And like I said, if I ever use it as a descriptor for somebody and they said, I don't really like being called that, I would change my language for them, because I've realized like it's a sensitive topic. But generally speaking, saying that, oh, you're such a fatty or whatever, okay, great, you have eyes, you can see me, cool. Don't congratulate somebody on their weight loss. Yes, 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 yes. Don't do that. Okay, there are so many reasons to not do that. Their weight loss could be related to a sickness or to stress or to, you know, honestly, lack of money, or to any other number of reasons that are not a positive reason. But most importantly, and this came from this person who left this, less body mass does not equal a better human. Yes, yes, please world, hear that. Your body size does not mean that you are a good person or a bad person. Just like how different foods are not good foods or bad food, and being lazy versus being productive. Like, there are so many amazing humans in this world who have fat bodies and they are belittled, they're not believed, they are not, you know, given the shine that their art deserves. There's just so much to the world that eliminates the power and intelligence and creativity and strength of fat humans. And I'm so fucking tired of it. And if you're watching this right now and you think that a fat person means they're a bad, lazy, terrible person, I don't know what to do for you. I've gotten to a point of like not being able to handle fuckers like that. There's a billion resources on the internet at your fingertips. If you're here and you're about to get in my comments, just know, like, go fuck yourself. And if you're a fat human being or somebody whose body is larger than it used to be and you don't feel comfortable that way, just know, like, you are not a bad person because of it. You are not less worthy or deserving of joy, of respect, of healthy relationships. Like, your body does not dictate your value. Also, your health does not dictate your value. Saying like, oh, well, I'm a healthy fat person, so like it's okay. No, I don't care about that. The health of a person should not dictate whether they deserve respect and dignity. After some tears, I'm a little better. And now we're gonna end on a couple of more lighthearted things. The next thing is Elliot from The Magicians and David from Schitt's Creek are the best dressed queer boys on TV. I'm gonna say they're the best dressed men on TV, period. So I don't watch The Magicians, but a quick Google search tells me like he's a pretty good looking guy. But I would give that comment a hell yes just on David alone. Dan Levy, David from Schitt's Creek. I'm just gonna say it. I'm pretty much a I'm pretty intensely a lesbian. Like, female and more feminine non-binary bodies are like what get me going. I don't know why I'm saying this. Oh my god. Okay, but watching Schitt's Creek, I don't know what it is, but like there's something about Dan Levy, David from Schitt's Creek, his style, I think both on the show and then like on his Instagram. I'm a bisexual. I'm not just a lesbian. Like he does something for me, and I feel real like weird putting this out on the internet, but I've said it before. His style like is iconic. I'm all about it. I put it out there. Let's see if it ends up in the video. Whew. Okay. The Notebook, 50 Shades of Grey, and the like are stalkery and not romantic. Yes. Oh, yes. Sometimes I wish I was like on the internet like I am now when 50 Shades of Grey came out, because I'm like, that is not BDSM. That is not a consenting relationship. That is not an example for like a sub-dom relationship. Like, fuck all of that. And yeah, Notebook too, sure. And I wanted to leave like the best for last. Friends is not funny. No, it's not funny. It is not funny. I didn't think it was funny when it was on TV. I don't think it's funny rewatching it. If you look up the definition of white nonsense, you will see Friends. I don't get it. And on that note, we are done here. By the end, I devolved into insanity. But insanity I can stand by. I believe. The things that I've said just now are very much the true parts of me. So, you know, you're welcome, internet. If you enjoyed this video, if you would love to hear more intense and silly opinions from me, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any of your unpopular opinions in the comments. I will always do another one of these if people have unpopular opinions to send my way, because this was fucking fun. Thank you for spending a bit of your day with me. I hope to see you again real soon. Bye, friends.